was a cold Thursday afternoon in Asheville, North Carolina. The clouds were dark and low, and a slow drizzle had turned the roads into glass. At Station 9, the paramedics were already on their second emergency call of the day. A report had come in. Someone had collapsed near the old river trail. No name, just a location and urgency. The ambulance moved fast, weaving through traffic, sirens screaming. Inside, Emma, a calm and focused EMT with 8 years on the job, checked her supplies one more time. The driver, Jake, was quiet, focused, on the road. Just as they turned onto the winding road leading to the river path, something unexpected happened. Out of nowhere, a large black dog ran into the middle of the road and stopped. Jake slammed on the brakes. The ambulance screeched to a halt, tires skidding on the wet pavement. "What the?" Jake muttered. The dog didn't move. It was soaked from head to paw, its thick fur hanging heavy with rainwater. It stood there, breathing hard, eyes wide, looking straight at them like it had been waiting all along. Jake honked once. The dog flinched but didn't run. Emma leaned forward. "That's not normal." She opened the door and stepped out into the rain. As she walked toward the dog, it backed up slowly, keeping its eyes on her. It didn't growl or bark. Instead, it turned around, took a few steps toward the trees beside the road, then looked back at her again. "Emma," Jake called. "We don't have time for this." But Emma had a strange feeling. The dog wasn't blocking them for no reason. "I'm just going to check," she said. She followed the dog as it moved into the woods. The ground was slippery, covered in wet leaves and branches. The dog kept stopping every few feet, making sure she was behind him. Then it would go on. They walked for almost 5 minutes, the forest growing thicker and darker. Emma was just about to turn around when she saw something. A shoe sticking out from under a fallen tree branch. She rushed forward. A teenage boy, maybe 16, was lying on his side in the mud. His lips were blue and his body was shaking. He was breathing, but barely. His phone was broken nearby. He must have slipped while hiking and hit his head. Emma grabbed her radio. "Jake, I need a stretcher. Now. Teen male. Unconscious but alive. Coordinates coming." Within minutes, Jake arrived with the stretcher, and together they lifted the boy into the ambulance. The dog paced around them, tail low, ears alert. As they loaded the boy in, the dog tried to jump in too. Emma stopped him. "Wait. You brought us here." The dog stood in the rain, watching as the doors closed. At the hospital, the doctors worked quickly. They found out the boy had suffered a severe concussion and hypothermia. If he had stayed out there another hour, he might not have made it. The news spread fast. But the boy had no ID, no phone that worked, and no family had come forward yet. Meanwhile, the dog stayed. It sat outside the hospital entrance in the pouring rain, head down, eyes fixed on the door. Nurses offered food, but it wouldn't eat. When Emma came out during her shift break, it lifted its head and wagged its tail slightly. She sat near it on the bench and talked softly. "You saved his life. I don't know how, but you did." 2 days passed. The boy finally woke up. His name was Alex. His parents had been away for a funeral and had no idea he had gone hiking after school. When they arrived at the hospital, they cried with relief. And that's when the truth came out. Alex had adopted a dog 6 months ago, a rescue with a scar across one eye and a strong spirit. He had named him Shadow. They were inseparable. On the day of the accident, Shadow had been left at home because it was raining. But somehow he got out. Somehow he found Alex in the middle of the woods. No one had called him. No one had shown him the way. Yet there he was. Emma told the hospital staff. Word spread. When Alex was stable, they allowed Shadow inside. Just once. As soon as he saw Alex, Shadow ran to the bed, tail wagging like a blur. Alex, still weak, smiled and whispered, "You found me, boy." Shadow curled up on the floor beside the bed and didn't move. The next day, Emma visited the room again. Alex was sitting up eating toast, laughing with his mom. Shadow was still by his side. One of the nurses said, We've never seen recovery like this. He was so quiet before. Now look at him. Emma smiled. Dogs have their own medicine. A week later, Alex was released from the hospital. Shadow walked proudly beside his wheelchair. Emma watched them leave through the glass doors. She felt something shift in her. Not just pride, but wonder. How did Shadow know? How did he find them? She would never forget the moment he stopped traffic, soaked in the rain, refusing to let them pass. And how sometimes a dog doesn't just save a life,